Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to take a look at some of the Ruger, also sidearms, issued to law enforcement agencies across the EU, across other parts of the world and in the United States. This is a Ruger Mini 14. This is a 187 series, dated from the 1980s. This is in caliber .223 Remington. You see a 10 round detachable magazine. This is legally compliant here in Ireland. We also have a Ruger SP 101, or variant. And not a GP 100. You see this holster is marked for GP 100. I don't possess a Ruger GP 100. The example in the holster is roughly the same size and same dimensions as a GP 100 revolver in 357, and the SP 100, SP 101, also chambered in 357. The Mini 14, as I mentioned, chambered in .223. These carbines saw wide acceptance with law enforcement agencies across the United States and departments of corrections, and also with law enforcement agencies around the world. Most notably, the French Gendarmerie adopted the Ruger Mini 14 as the Moscato AMD, and the Royal Ulster Constabulary also adopted the Ruger Mini 14 in .223. The reason for its adoption, more so with civilian armed services as opposed to military armed services, quite simply it could deliver the firepower of other semi-auto 5.56 shoulder arms, but in its wooden stock, more like a sporter configuration, it was seen as less intimidating for civilian use. The Mini 14 is extremely robust, very reliable. Listed as being self-cleaning. No rifle is actually self-cleaning. It does need to be cleaned. However, the gas block, which is here, would not need to be as cleaned as regularly as often as one of the AR platforms. The Ruger revolvers, see here an SP 101. This is a 5-shot. We see the piece is unloaded. Very reliable, very durable, and gained wide acceptance with law enforcement agencies around the world. Also issued to the Royal Ulster Constabulary as a replacement for the previous Ruger Security 6 and Ruger Single 6, or Ruger Speed 6. And the Ruger GP 100, GP meaning general purpose. I actually can't explain the 100, and the 101 also unknown to me, but SP is for a special purpose. These rifles also were in service with the Hong Kong Municipal Police, Hong Kong Department of Corrections, Honduras Department of Corrections, and Honduras law enforcement. and in Australia with the New South Wales Police and Department of Corrections. So here we have examples of 2.223 semi-auto rifles in caliber .223. We have a Ruger Mini 14. This is a 187 series, and an M4. Now we see both pieces are unloaded, chamber flags in both. Previously I mentioned the widespread adoption of the Ruger Mini 14 with law enforcement agencies across the United States and also in other parts of the world, including the Royal Ulster Constabulary, the French Gendarmerie, and also forces in Asia and Australia. It's commonly believed the reason for the adoption of the Mini 14 was, well, its availability, and it was available to law enforcement and to military units. It saw adoption with the Royal Bermuda Regiment up until its replacement by the L1A1. That was available in the select fire option, had a select fire lever above the on part of the receiver, and also the French Gendarmerie Muscadin AMD also was a select fire model with the fire selector on the receiver. At the time of those adoptions in the late 1970s, early 1980s up to the early 1990s, the AR platform, as we see here, was pretty much only available from one source, from Colt, which made them a very, very expensive option. The Ruger platform could deliver pretty much the same firepower at a keener price point, and also in a more acceptable, shall we say, less intimidating package than a scary black rifle, what would be termed today as an assault rifle. But let's not go down that rabbit hole. So, the Ruger is very functional, very reliable, a manual of arms that a lot of people would have been accustomed to at the time, as the RUC previously were issued with models of M1 and M2 carbine, which has almost identical manual of arms, which fired .30 carbine, which is pretty much a pistol round. It was probably sufficient for policing, but they wanted something a little extra in terms of velocity with .223 or .556. Thank you for watching our presentation, and have a nice day.